Hey guys, it's M4J here and welcome back to the M4J Journeyman here on Football Manager 2018. We are still manager of Queen's University Belfast. However, we have a job interview with Bath City. I think I hammed that up a little bit too much. Apologies for that. We have an interview with Bath City, or they've offered me an interview. And one of the rules of this series is if a better job interview comes up, or if an interview for a better job comes up, I have to at least attend the interview. Even if I don't necessarily take the job, I have to attend the interview. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing right now. So they're 14th in the Vanarama National League South. So they're right at the bottom of the English League, essentially. You have very little managerial experience, and that obviously concerns me a little. Why do you offer me an interview? That's one thing I don't like about this game. Is some of the questions. It's like they've offered me an interview, I've attended it, and then they're criticising me. Well, if you're going to criticise me, then don't offer me the interview. Yeah. I've not been in a managerial game that long. This is only my second ever season as a manager. It would be quite a change for you if you were to leave your current job to come here. Are you confident of handling such a big jump? I'm ambitious, I want to work at the very highest level, and I want to be given opportunities such as this one. Can I explain the financial problems surrounding my current job? Yes, nothing to do with me. Unless your financial situation is identical, I'm not sure that matters. Yeah, stick it to the man. With your team currently defying expectations in the league, are you perhaps looking to take advantage by moving whilst your stock is high? I really don't think that matters, because I'm not leaving whilst my stock is high. I just have to attend the interview. You have previously been embroiled in media controversies citing your inability to command the support of your players. That happened a long time ago, and I've learned from those mistakes. I'm extremely confident of being able to cultivate a strong atmosphere without any problems whatsoever. The club is looking to hire a manager comfortable working with limited resources. Yes, I'll be able to look after the finances. This club has been underperforming for far too long. Are you the right person to turn things around? I am a motivator. I always adopt a positive attitude, and it's infectious in the dressing room. A happy squad is a winning squad. We would like to know, when do you intend to establish yourself as the club's manager? Are you able to take charge now, or do you need more time to join the club? I would prefer to join the club at the end of the season. Yes, definitely. I would prefer to take charge at the end of the season. There are no philosophies that I wish to be judged on. Okie dokie. No requests. And yeah, let's see how that goes. So we're not actually playing for a little while now. As you can see, there's a couple of days where we're not playing at all, so I organised some friendlies. We've already played a couple of friendlies. I believe we won them both, or we might have lost the first one and won the second one. In fact, let me show you what we've done since last time. So last time out we won here against Newington in the cup final. Since then I've beaten Lug and Celtic 5-4. I've beaten Newington 1-0, so I've beaten them twice in the space of a couple of weeks, and then I beat Armagh. I'm never going to be able to pronounce that. It's one of the reasons why I'm kind of looking forward to coming to manage in England, because at least some of the pronunciations will be a little bit easier. Anyway, this team, we beat them 2-1. And then we lost 3-2 against Dundalk. We then beat Tobermoor 3-1, which put us top of the league. And then we just beat University College Dublin 5-1, with Fleming getting a hat-trick. Who's Fleming? Oh, I think he's on trial. We've got him on trial. And then we got a couple more friendlies, and then we got some more league matches. So in terms of the league, like I said, we should be top of the table. Yes, we are. We are a point clear of Tobermoor, and we are 13 points clear of third. So as things stand, we should be going up. But let's continue on here and see whether Bath are going to offer me the job. Assuming that, you know, what I say in the interview, they might still offer me the job immediately, but if they want me to take charge at the end of the season, then I'm going to be very tempted. Very, very tempted. Now, normally I would open this up to you guys and say, what do you think I should do? Should I take it or should I not take it? But because I'm recording these so far in advance, and also because viewer input has been quite poor recently, to be honest. I'm not sure what's going on there, but yeah, it's been a bit poor. So I think I'm going to make this decision myself. But in the future, we will see what's going on. Right, the Queen's University board want me to stay. I think the only thing that would make me stay is where is it? I thought turning professional might be on here, but it doesn't look like it is. Alright, I'm not willing to commit to a future here then. I mean, I tried. They're not going to sack me, I don't think, but I'm not going to commit to a future at a club that isn't willing to invest in the things that I want them to invest in. Youth facilities is very important for me as a manager. So that's one of the things. If they're not willing to put the money in at their end, then I'm not willing to put the effort in at my end. What was I saying just now? Oh yeah, viewer input. In the future, when we come up for further jobs and stuff, then yeah, I'd like viewer input. But first of all, I want to make sure that the viewers are having an input, because at the moment that is not the case, which is very disappointing. But I'm sure things will change in the not too distant future. It's about getting this series off the ground as well, because at the time of me recording this, I think only 4 or 5 episodes have gone up. So it's about getting people to realise that this is a long-running series, and not just something that's going to be up for a few weeks and that's it. Alright, I haven't heard back from Bath yet, which is a bit worrying. It's been a few days now since the interview. I might have a quick look at the job centre. I'm not actively going to apply for jobs, but I do kind of want to get a scope as to what there is available, just in case. I'm also going to have a look at some players that I would want to take with me. So let's look at the job centre first. Turn all these off except for managers. So there's a few. Bath, Kefin Druids, Persibat in India. Interesting. Algeria. Just Algeria. Lurgan Celtic, which is one of the teams I beat quite recently, and South Korea under 23s. Now, I'm not against managing an international side if that's all that's available. I still feel like I need to work my way up to that, but maybe like at youth level or under 23 level or something like that, I think I could do that. We'll have to see. In terms of the squad, there are a few players that I would want to take with me. You. There must be a way to add you to... Am I missing something here? I probably am. I'd want to add them to my shortlist. So Mullin, McGlynn, Rogers maybe, Taylor definitely, and Whiteside, Plant, Marin, and Anderson I think will be the ones that I would want to take with me. The other thing which would be quite cool if I moved to England, especially if I moved to a team like Bath, is I should be able to get Clifton and Parsons and all those guys in as well, which would be very nice. I'd very much enjoy that. Now, I'm not managing friendly matches. My assistant is in charge of those. Maybe during the off season I'll take charge of friendlies, but during the actual season I'd like to focus on like getting the squad ready for actual competitive matches. So I let my assistant, who I've actually forgotten who my assistant is, which isn't very good, but I let them take charge of friendlies and things like that. So fingers crossed we get a good result against Queen of the South, and then another finger crossed that I get a phone call asking if I want to take charge of Bath at the end of the season. Then, of course, I've got to hope that the players aren't disillusioned by the fact that I won't be around next season and still push on for promotion. Personally, like normally people would say, well, it doesn't bother me whether we go up or not because I won't be here next season. But me personally, I still want to do the best I can in the job that I'm in before I move on to pastures new. So I will be very, very disappointed if we don't get promoted. Even more disappointed if my leaving the club would be the reason for us not getting promoted. Actually, that's the other thing I was going to check quickly. Job Centre, Bath. Am I the favourite? I'm not. Tommy Wright is the favourite. Okay. And you're unemployed. I have a feeling you're going to get it ahead of me. Yeah, I just have this feeling you're going to get it ahead of me. Although I don't think they have to pay compensation for me, because I don't think I've got that in my contract. Because I'm technically a part-timer, so I should be able to leave the same as the players. But the fact that they'll be employing someone with no links to any other clubs, they won't have to negotiate any kind of release or anything like that. I think Tommy Wright is the... well, I think he's going to get it. You know, I've said it already. I think he's going to get it. If I end up getting the job, I'll be very surprised. Especially if they also agree to wait till the end of the season. That's the other thing, of course. They could appoint me at the end of the season, or they could appoint me now to take over at the end of the season, and then have a manager like Wright to take over between now and the end of the season, and then I take over from him. That's a possibility. The other thing, of course, is if I agree to take over at the end of the season, and then Bath get relegated, I can't take them over because they'll be in an unplayable league. I don't know how the game deals with that. Do they then just withdraw their interest, or is there something else that happens? I actually have no idea. That'd be quite interesting to find out. I do remember once in the past, I think it was in 2016, where I was manager of a club that went into financial difficulty, and I think we were mid-table, like fairly comfortable, but they released me from my contract. Not quite sacking me, but just we ripped up the contract. Because of the financial difficulties, so I had to leave, which I think is a bit weird, because I was the one that was bringing them success that was then paying the bills. So I'm not sure why they would then decide to get rid of the manager, because I was cutting the squad as well. It's not like I was signing more players during all this turmoil. I was trimming the squad quite nicely, building quite a good squad too. I'm trying to remember what team it was with. I think it might have been... No, it wasn't Whitehawk. It was a team... because I was using the extended database, so it was a team probably below the usual English pyramid in Football Manager. So I think it was like level 6 or 7, maybe lower than that even, that I was managing at the time. But yeah, that was a real shame. Alright, still nothing. We got the other friendly against Bohemians, and then we got the match against Dundela. And I'm just reading on the forum about when the extended database will be available, and it looks like I'm recording this on the 24th of February, and it looks like it'll be available for next week, which is awesome. What's also awesome is we just beat Bohemians 4-2, and Bohemian, singular, they're in the top Irish division. So that's quite a scalp for us, although I don't think they would have played their full strength team somehow. I'm gonna scout all these guys, or assign an analyst. See if I can get some good players in on loan. Paul Rooney, I recognise your name. Yes, used to play for Millwall. Thought so. Thought so. Alright, still no phone call from Bath. Oh yeah, Baba Diddy. As you can tell, I've been watching Loki Doki quite recently. So As soon as I saw he signed Babadiddy and how good Babadiddy became, I thought, right, maybe I should be taking a look at this guy as well. Of course, India is a slightly different kettle of fish compared to Northern Ireland, so I can understand perhaps why he won't be interested in joining us in Ireland. However, in England, it might be a different story. Might be a different... Jamie Coyle they chose. Wow. That's us well and truly shafted then. The board was satisfied with the club vision you proposed in the interview, but decided you weren't the right person to take on the job. Well, can they give me more feedback than that? I'll tell you what I might do though. Like I said, I won't actively apply for jobs, but some of these ones here, like working in Indonesia, do you know what? I think I will apply for that one. Let's see if we can move to Indonesia. There's also Billericay that's come up as well. They've got a good team actually, Billericay. Or at least they did, yeah. Jamie O'Hara. They used to have Paul Konchesky. They got Adil Nabi on loan. Wow. Where is he? They used to have Paul Konchesky. They also used to have Alan Julian in goal. Did he leave? Or is he in the resis? Might be in the reserves. Don't know where he is. Maybe he retired. But then it would have said. Yeah, it would have said. Where is he? Don't know. But I tell you what, that is a good job. I'm going to apply. As soon as I get back to the right. Alright, so we're being a rebel now, and we're applying for jobs. I'm not going to declare interest or anything like that. You can't fire me. I'm not being unprofessional. I gave you the chance to keep me, Queens. You just decided to play silly beggars with me. They don't seem to have reacted. I'd like to think that they would get some money if I left. I don't want to leave under a cloud or anything. I don't think that would be particularly fair. I believe also the two teams I just applied for are both 9th in their divisions, which is quite nice. Which then begs the question, has Billericay's manager been sacked for underperforming? It's a very interesting question. Let me check that. Staff, Job Centre, Billericay. Yeah, the 9th. So what's happened? Landmarks. Well, they turned professional at the start of this season. New chairman. Changed captains. They got a caretaker manager. Okay. Managers. So you were sacked. So Tamplin resigned. He was their chairman. He was manager as well. So he must have sold the club, resigned. New managers come in. He was then sacked, despite the fact they're 9th. And this guy's come in as a caretaker. Okay. Let's have a look at this team as well and see what happened to them. So their manager just retired. So I think they're in the close season actually, these guys. So that'd be interesting to go to Indonesia for the start of a new season. That'd be very interesting. Alright, let's keep progressing. We have got a match. I'm probably going to play that off camera. Maybe not, because I mean this episode can be up to half an hour long, to be honest. And if you're watching this, you'll know exactly how long it is. So I might play the Dundela match, just to see if the team is actually phased by the fact that I might be leaving. So I like the fact that I've applied for 2 jobs and the board haven't come back to me and asked me about my professionalism or anything like that. Which means that we're sort of at a mutual understanding at the moment that I'm not necessarily going to leave, but if an opportunity comes up, I will at least consider it. And that's a nice position to be in, to be allowed to choose your own future. Although I do hate it when other teams come in and poach my staff, and I try to make them stay, and they basically say exactly what I've just said. It's nice to be able to choose your own future. You are not leaving, Marlin. I know I might be, but you aren't for as long as I'm here. That's what I don't like. That's why I want us to be able to turn professional, so I can actually give these players proper contracts and not have to worry about them just being poached by other teams. Because it's really annoying when that happens. Really annoying. And it's happened to me a few times during the course of this save. Not so much with my first team, but with players that I've brought in as good squad players. And then like a month later they get signed by another club. And I'm sort of left thinking, well, yeah, there should be rules about that. Like a 6-month cut-off period or something, I don't know. But there should be rules on that. Right. Marlin has got a reward for... can't speak. Marlin's got reward for final form, so he's re-signed still. Baba Diddy. Can I just sign you? Yeah, doesn't want to move to another country. I bet, though, if I was in England and at like League 2 level, he'd be interested. I bet you any money. That's the thing. The board was supposed to be looking for a senior affiliate. Okay, so in a couple of days' time we should get news on that. So I asked them to do that. This team are not giving up, are they? They keep trying to steal my players. Go away. I'm quite happy with my defenders. Go find your own. Oh, he just should have read that first. He's just rejected them and I've offered him a new card. Okay, well he's going to re-sign. They're probably getting more and more money each time this happens, to be honest. Maybe they're asking their agents to do it. That was the end of the transfer window, apparently. So that mean I can't sign any players anymore? That'd be a bit of a pain as well, because I imagine injuries and suspensions and whatnot will come in the way before too long. Come on, game. There we go. Always get a little heart in mouth moment where nothing happens. It's weird, sometimes this game crashes, sometimes it doesn't. It tends to happen either at half time of a match or full time, if I leave it on that screen for too long. Which is quite a pain in the neck, to be honest, because sometimes I do just leave the game running whilst I go out and do something, and then when I come back the game's crashed. That is quite annoying. Alright, we are not looking good financially. A promotion might help us with that, but even so, not looking good financially. And we have a match, which we're going to play, and then that should be the end of this episode. Hopefully we win. That'd be nice. I don't think we're going to get either of those jobs I applied for. The Billericay one we're probably more likely to, because we're an English speaker. I think going to Indonesia, it's one of these things, like maybe in terms of other leagues, Indonesian league isn't considered in high regard, but within Indonesia you have to be really experienced and you have to be really good at your job in order for it to count, essentially. I don't know if I'm making any sense there or not. What I mean is, like, imagine the country's like a little bubble kind of thing, where in order to get a job at a club you have to be considered the best of the best. But then outside of Indonesia, if you compare the Indonesian league to something like the Spanish league, the Spanish league would look a lot better. That's what I mean. Hopefully I'm not offending anyone by saying that. Right, whilst the game's saving, I always save before a game. I've pretty much explained why. But yeah, while the game's saving, I'm going to have a look and see what I'm going to do with the squad. I think I know what I'm going to do with the squad, actually, to be fair. Oh, that's something else I was going to say. I signed a new centre-back on loan, Hutchinson. He's 3-star. It's pretty good. Quite happy with that. I think I'm going to go with the West Brom strategy of just play loads of centre backs across the back. So bring Anderson back in, swap these two over. We'll have Taylor at left back still, and everyone else pretty happy with. It says Andrade's injured. He's got a broken hand, I think. Yeah, broken hand. So he's wearing protective equipment, so he can still play. We're getting a good relationship between the two strikers now as well, which is awesome. We're starting to build up a relationship between the two midfielders. The two centre backs have got one too. So let's play. And hopefully if we win this one, we might impress the two clubs that we've just applied for. Who knows? I didn't see anything that said our applications were rejected. I assume the ones when I applied just said they've been received. I know sometimes they do reject you straight away. Perhaps I should have checked that. Because I might have missed something glaringly obvious. Oof, good chance from them in the opening exchanges. 2 minutes in. Don't want to concede this early. Right, Nixon with a long ball forward. McGlynn's running onto it. Is he going to cut it back? He's not. It's cleared. Only as far as Plant. That's a great ball inside to Nixon. Taylor's free on the left back position. Played to him. Oh, he went for goal. Selfish. Should have crossed it in. Would have had a much better chance of scoring. Brown with the throw for them. Healy controls. Good shot, good save. A good challenge there by Plant. And we win the goal kick from that. Well, there you go. That's why sometimes it does pay to dive in like that, because chances are you will end up winning the set piece. McIlwain with the ball. Plant brings it down. Marin had turned his back on that for a second. I was a bit worried then. Carson on the ball now. Two players closing him down. Fox to Morrison. Long ball forward. McIlmail heads it away. And now he's launched one forward. Too much on it for McGlynn or Mullen to chase down. Alright, Fox. Is he going to go for the drop kick? He looks very undecided. He's thrown it out to McIlwain in the end. Now he's launched it forward. Anderson heads it clear. Nixon to Rogers. Over to Mullen. Into McGlynn. Out to Andrade. He's gone for goal as well. Why is he shooting from there? That's really stupid. I think this is on key highlights. It should be. Ah, it's on extended. Hang on. Key. There we go. I was going to say it's on key highlights, and yet we've basically watched the first 12 minutes of the game. Now I've put it on key. We're probably not going to see anything now between here and half time. Look at the way they flooded the midfield. We got to try and find a way to unlock that. That's one of the reasons why I started playing two up top, actually, is because I've started to look at the opposition formations, and they've just put 12 players behind the ball essentially, with no way through. So we've isolated their strikers. The fact that we've got two midfielders and then we've got an entire back four. Yes, Anderson. And funny enough, it's one of the defenders who scores the goal. That was a good ball in from Gardner. I tell you what, Gardner, I was playing Donnell at right midfield at the start of the season, and he was doing okay, but I just felt like there was something missing down that right hand side. Since I brought Gardner in, I think it was the last league match I played against Tobermoor, there was a ball from the left back position that was pinged over to the right attacking midfield position, and Gardner just ran onto it and smashed it past the keeper first time. And it's that kind of thing that I think was missing from the team dynamics. Because on the left wing, I mean, we've got all kinds of different players who've played on the left wing. And I wanted a bit more stability on the right hand side to kind of compensate for that. Gardner definitely, I mean, look at that for a cross as well. Gardner is definitely bringing that stability that we needed. That's a really cheeky finish from McGlynn. It looked like McGlynn had messed up the chance to start with. So Mullen with the ball out here to Plant. Great first time pass to Gardner. That didn't look like the greatest cross in the world, but then McGlynn did that. What do I know? Apparently nothing, as it turns out. So yeah, we're turning on the style a little bit now. There was me complaining that we were being outnumbered in midfield, but actually, touch wood, we're doing okay. Quite pleased with the performance. We are dominating in the shots department. 17 shots, 18 shots, 7 on target. We've had the same number of shots on target that they've had shots. Although I will keep quiet now because they've got a set piece. McVeigh, he's hit it over the bar. Okay. That's fine. He can hit them like that all day long. Alright, we pretty much hit half time now. That's a really pleasing performance, actually. I'm very happy with that. It's good that, I mean, there's speculation about my own future, but I would always want the team to be professional and get on with the job. And it definitely looks like they are doing that. I'm going to make a sub at half time because Andrade is not looking the best and he's not playing the best. This is McDermott. This is one of our new players that I brought in between last episode and this. He actually scored against Tobermoor on his debut after coming on as a sub. So I'm pleased to have him on board. He looks like a good signing. He's not got the best star rating, but he seems to have played well so far for us. So very pleased with that. And we'll see what he can do in this second half for us. Those 2 goals have put us back top of the league, so it looks like Tobermoor are winning their match as well. Goal difference, ours is 1 better than theirs. We've actually scored less goals than them though, so if it ever becomes level, then they would go ahead of us because they've scored more goals. Hopefully though, we can pull away from them. I don't think we play them again until the split, so we do have to rely on them slipping up a little bit for us to pull away. But then if we win every game between now and the end of the regular season, then you know, we go top going into the split. I don't think you get anything for that. I think you have to be top at the end of the season proper. And that's after the split. We'll see. I might need to check the rules. We're giving the ball away a lot. But that was quite a mistake from their guy. Still dominating in the shots. I think we're always going to dominate in the shots department, to be honest. I think that's kind of a redundant stat. I always like looking at how many we've had, but I know it's always going to be more than the opposition. Unless we're playing a team that are 2 or 3 leagues above us, of course. Then it might be different. Right, ball play to Healy. Crosses it in. Oh, that's poor defending. Let McCreary in. That's really poor defending. Whose mistake was that? Well, Nixon there, although it looked like he might have been pulled back. It was McCreary who played it out wide to Healy. Ball comes in. Number 5, who I think is Anderson. Yeah, he got in the way. I think McIlmel was going to clear that, and Anderson got in the way. Which is quite annoying. Our midfield's having a bad time as well. Nixon, I don't know what it is about Nixon. I think Rodgers' performances have been affected by the fact Nixon's not been playing well. Nixon's got a better rating than, is it Kelly? I think it is, our other centre midfielder. And yet every match he's played like a 6.4 or a 6.5. And it's just not good enough. I think I'm going to drop him for the future. Certainly not the standards that I come to expect. Oh, I think I was wrong about goal difference, as it turns out, because we're level with Tobermoor now, and yet we're still ahead of them. Even though they've scored more. Maybe it's goals against first and then goals for in this league. I have no idea how it's calculated. I'm going to bring our Buthnut on. He likes to play as an advanced forward. So I think we're going to do that. I think that's one of the nice dynamic things about Mullen and McGlynn. Is they're both capable of playing the advanced forward and the poacher. But Mullen's also a good target man. So that's why I tend to play him as the target man and then have McGlynn run off him as a poacher. It's worked quite well, to be fair. And they both like to run in behind still. And they both make good chances for one another. So, all's well that ends well. Right, Anderson left it to Taylor that time. Carson. Easy for Manon. Marin. I can't even remember the name of my players. Marin in goal. He's one of the ones I want to take with me as well. I hope he's not watching. Oh, he might not have been watching, but he certainly heard me. Alright, Taylor's looking tired, so I'm going to bring Hutchinson on. So we're going to have 4 centre-backs finishing the match for us. And we're also going to go route 1 to try and get back into this game. Well, we are in this game, to try and get ahead again. We need the win, essentially. Come on, boys. It's one of these things, when we were 2-0 up, we were passing it around the midfield and we were making way too many mistakes, and I just had this feeling it was going to cost us. We got 4 minutes added, and I can't see us making any more chances now. We've had 30 shots in this game. Yeah, that's going to be full time. What a disappointment. That's really disappointing. Hope my assistant lets them have it. That was not good enough. Yeah, far from pleased. Good. Because we've just lost top spot. So we're going to have to do all that hard work to try and get it back. And we're not playing Tobermoor now. So we're going to have to try and do it when it's out of our own hands. That's really disappointing. What a horrible way to end this episode. That's certainly not been a good advert for me getting a new job, that's for sure. Anyway, talking of new jobs, I'm obviously going to end the episode here. If I get offered an interview or something like that, I will probably do the interview off camera, but if I get offered the job, then I'll start an episode from there. And then, yeah, we might be in Indonesia in the very near future. We might be in England. Who knows? They are two very different things, that's for sure. But until then, guys, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And, of course, if you're enjoying the series, always hit that thumbs up button if you're enjoying both, because it helps YouTube make the videos more accessible to everybody else. So don't be afraid to hit that thumbs up button. Drop some comments down below with ideas for tactics, signings, all that sort of thing, where you want me to manage in the future. I might start making a list of all the countries that people want me to manage in, and we'll see how many of them we can tick off before the end of this series. Apart from that, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for continued support, and until next time, I will see you soon.